Hey guys, hey people. I want to talk about spirituality and seeking and the dead end and the total exhaustion where we seem to be not be able to continue pursuing awareness, pursuing enlightenment. It seems all doors are closed, or there is no practice, or we tried all practices and nothing worked and nothing works. And there's just a sense of exhaustion, of total, I don't know, hopelessness and indifference. No, not indifference. We still want it, but we don't know what to do. And the mind always wants to hear the news of, or see a new teacher, a new. Here I am. No, yeah, sure, of course. Why not? It's so funny. Yeah, I just want to be honest and just talk, a light talk, some storytelling about what I found, and I don't know what my experience is about all this non-duality stuff, and this seeking enlightenment and this awakening and this holy grail of spirituality. Cheers, I'm having a beer. It's Friday, so why not? I'm basically wondering what to do and decided to make a video out of not knowing what to do with my time, with the time for this body here. What to do? Let's make a video and let's share. So yeah, no practice. There's no practice that works. No practice works. Some practice works for calming the mind, calming the body. Other practice works for, I don't know, visualization stuff, but nothing works for becoming enlightened. I want to say so many things and I don't know what to say. It's really difficult to put into words my whole experience in the last 5 years. Okay, let's begin with the word enlightenment and awakening. So, I am awakened. This very sentence is totally defeats the purpose and defeats the meaning it tries to convey. I am awakened. I am self-realized, because the I am drops. The one who attains this liberation drops. The identity drops. The believing into the content of your mind drops. So it's a dropping, it's a removal, a process of removing, of cleaning the plate. It's a removal process. It's not an addition to you. It's not an yeah, okay, there is no you, all right? What you call you is identity structure that you believe in, because you have this body, we have these bodies, and as far as we have these bodies, they interact with the external world, and in these interactions, impressions happen, and impressions are the food for thoughts. And thoughts, because we interact with the world, we have certain impressions, and these impressions are stored in memory, in the brain. They're coupled with feelings, external circumstances with feelings, and we remember those. These things happened to us, we reacted in a certain way, and this happened and that happened. So the brain remembers all these interactions, and it stores it in this memory, this storage of impressions through our lifetime of interactions with the external world. actually it creates is the food for thoughts. Thoughts always need a context. Without context there cannot be thoughts, and without identity there cannot be thoughts, because thoughts always happen in relation to something, in reference to something, and there is this me and the world, and in this interaction of me and the world thoughts happen and emerge. So thoughts are inevitable and natural epiphenomena of just the pure interaction, the inevitable interaction of a body-mind with the external reality, with the so-called reality and external world. So we cannot escape thoughts, and we don't have to escape thoughts. Thoughts are natural occurrences. So yeah, don't fight the mind. The mind is a collection of thoughts which we believe and validate and give trust, give validation, give authority to them. We believe them. And these thoughts that we believe and validate create our identity structures, create our belief systems. The beliefs, the thoughts that we believe, the truths that we believe about ourselves and the world create our point of view, create our reality, create the filters through which we interpret and see and read reality and situations. But all those are innocent, they're natural, they're naturally occurring phenomena. Thoughts, impressions, memories, identities. But we are none of those, because those things appear because of the body-mind organism interacting with the world. It's basically the interactive nature that creates thoughts and impressions. And because we have sensations. If we did not have sensations and a nervous system to feel, to see, to hear, because through those sensations we interact and we react with the world. Without those sensations, there's nothing. There wouldn't be an identity if there are no sensations, because you would not feel anything. So the feeling through sensations creates thoughts and creates the identity. So, and identities can be created and then dissolved, and then another identity takes place, and so it's all the time it's happening. I mean, identities coming and going, or one identity staying, and we're stuck with one identity and one narrative. It doesn't matter. You can look at those things as natural phenomena, epiphenomena maybe you can tell them, because they're a result of the raw interaction of the body-mind organism with the reality. So, yeah, the problem is that we believe that we are our thoughts. We believe the stories that our thoughts are telling us, because we look through these very rigid belief systems and interpret our filters, our interpretation mechanisms are very biased and distorted. They give us a distorted view of reality, and we're always inclined to think, for example, to interpret it in a negative way or in a self-victim mentality way. But that's what it is. This is what happened. Probably we did not cope. We did not react as we wanted to react. Maybe the outcomes of our decisions were failures, were erroneous, and so we created this negative self-image of being a loser, being a failure, being whatnot. Because what I see, or what I think, my observation is that the majority of spiritual seekers and the spiritual communities are people who are really suffering on the mental level, on the inside, suffering mentally from their own thoughts and narratives about themselves, and they want freedom. They want to be free from this content, from their own content that was created through their interactions and the results that played out in the world, in their case. And so they identify deeply, and they cannot escape this. And the more we ruminate on our feelings and emotions and thoughts, the more we strengthen them, because we ruminate, we relieve them, we go in an internal loop, just referencing and listening to our thoughts and creating other thoughts based on our thoughts and self-reflecting and just creating all these inner dynamics in a hamster wheel where we are stuck. There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this. Through effort to trying to figure it out. We have to break the spell of this internal loop of thinking, ruminating, trying to figure out ourselves, trying to fix ourselves, trying to suppress our thoughts, to forcefully change something, bad habits, addictions. And we're so stuck. And the more we try to fix and to fight, the deeper we go, like in a moving sands. You know, the more you struggle, the deeper you go into the sand. So there's no way out of this fighting the mind. So what we can do? We can just what can we do? If we cannot fight it, if we cannot figure it out. I mean, we have to accept it, don't we? We have to just accept it. That's what we are. These are the identity structures that were created. Inevitable, already in place. And they will continue to bother us and to nag us and to torment us. But the more we allow them and accept them as they are, the more we can investigate them and look into ask the question who we are. Are we those identities? Yes, they are happening. They are obviously working inside us. They are put into place. They are put in motion. They have a lot of momentum. But actually we are not those thoughts, because they change all the time, and there is something that does not change, and this is the seeing of those thoughts, the being aware of those thoughts, the subject in which those thoughts emerge and play out and diffuse again and disappear. I don't know why this is so hard to be realized. That identity structures are natural formations due to the body-mind organism. They're inevitable, and even after awakening or enlightenment, they will the body-mind will continues to function. Life continues, interaction continues, and so thoughts and identities can continue. But the difference is that the awakened mind, the awakened being, it does not take its mind so seriously or at all, seriously at all. It just accepts it, like you accept raining outside when it's raining, or like you accept the climate, the weather, like you accept everything else that is playing out naturally, like you accept nature. So all these negative tendencies, that create our suffering, that are really the food for our suffering, the reason that we suffer mentally, is because we trust these identities, because these identities have become monsters inside us, demons inside us, telling us who we are, what we can do, what we cannot do, blaming us, shaming us, and all this bad stuff, you know, I'm sure you know, everybody knows, because everybody has those. The thing is, some people have a healthier relationship with life, a healthier responses, healthier family, healthier childhood, not so traumatized. They did had better decisions, made better decisions, quotes unquote better, and their life turned out in a way that they feel content with. So this is the healthy mentality type. They don't seek, they don't want to. Why would they seek liberation and freedom from what? From functioning properly? No, the people that really deeply suffer are the ones who most want it, who want it the most, who are burning from the inside for this. But this burning creates creates a lot of resistance, creates a lot of emergency, and we become neurotic. We create spiritual egos and identities and all kind of stuff to prove to ourselves that we are progressing in a path. But we miss the obvious. We miss that we're not these identities, because it's very easy to slip and turn awareness even into an identity, into an attribute to yourself. Oh, you see, I have glimpses, I have blissful experiences or whatnot. I've been validated by this group of people who told me that I had very nice, very graceful energy, or whatsoever. Anything that feeds us, gives us the goodies. This feeds another identity, it's just the process of identity creation is inevitable. Awakened, not awakened, doesn't matter. It's gonna rain outside if you're awakened or not awakened. Identities are gonna be created innocently. You're not creating those identities. They're creating out of themselves, out of thoughts, out of the interaction, out of being alive. You are alive, your identities are created. That's how it is. That's how it goes. But just it's to see that you are not those identities. I mean, if you're a certain identity, what happens if this identity dissolves and another emerges in its place? What happened to you? You died and you were reborn? Maybe you can say this. But you see, you're not those identities. They're just, and they're empty on the inside, because they were created, like out of thin air. Excuse me. Out of just pure interaction. They're innocent. They're natural. Don't blame your thoughts. Don't blame the mind that gives you hard time. Just see it for what it is. Don't fear it. And accept, if you're suffering, accept your suffering. Be willing to suffer. Why not? You are suffering. That's okay. That's what's happening. But we want to be like the others. We want to be like those peaceful gurus, awakened teachers. We want to be like them. But do you really know them? Have you ever met them and stayed with them for a long time? Are they always Zen? Or do they get angry from time to time, or get desperate, or cry, or whatever? Are they not human beings? I don't know. It sounds funny to me if they're not. What are they? Robots? Perfectly dissolved humans that do not experience anything disruptive? Okay. I don't think so. They're just like us. And they've been through a lot of suffering before they were awakened. Everybody has to go through their due share of suffering. So if you're suffering, that's the path. The path is suffering. Be willing to suffer. Accept your suffering with grace, with humbly, with humility. Surrender to what is happening. Let the body-mind react and try to adapt to this suffering as it wants, but do not identify with the decisions that you're going to make, with the coping mechanisms that you have created or that you're using currently. This could be bad habits, distractions, addictions, all kinds of stuff. Accept those also. It's all inclusive. You have to accept everything. Everything that happens to you have to accept it. Otherwise, you cannot be free of it. Because you have to, how can you rise above all this noise and waves of emotions and inner judgments and bad habits and whatnot? Your whole reality, your whole life, the way you live your life, the way your life is lived through that body. You, how are we gonna do it? Because when you try to suppress, to modify, to modulate, to fix yourself, you start playing the games of identities. I want myself to be this way, not that way. And you see, this is so futile. It's such futility. And that's why awakening can take ages. It can take a lot of time. Because we get hijacked. Yeah, that's the word. Hijacked by our thoughts and patterns of thinking and identities. Unconsciously, we are so unconscious. This happens automatically. But we have to forgive ourselves again and again when we get hijacked by thoughts, feelings, reactions. Probably we get angry, we do something stupid, we even hurt someone, I don't know, maybe. Or we get drunk, or we watch, adult content, we indulge into lust, into sex, or into any kind of addiction to suppress, to escape, to distract. We have to forgive ourselves. Every time we do it, we have to forgive ourselves and try to be better, but don't judge yourself when you're not. The time will come when those addictions will start falling away, but it's not that time now. Don't try to force awakening. Basically, you have to accept everything. You have to accept the thought that you're gonna be suffering until the day you die. You're gonna be a failure until the day you die. It's possible. But if you accept it, you take the power out of this thought. An accepted thought is a thought you do not engage with anymore. You accept it. Because when you accept it, you disengage with it. It doesn't bother you anymore. Because there's no news there. There's no resistance. What you resist persists. So when you accept something, when you allow yourself, accept yourself as you are. And to accept yourself as you are is not to accept yourself as you are the enlightened being. No, accept you are as you are right now, crumbling, failing, all over the place, and just lost and miserable. Accept this. This you are. What you are now. Accept it. Be okay with this. Or be okay with the not okayness. Just stop engaging with all these narratives. Just watch them. No feeling can actually destroy you if you do not believe it and act on it. No feeling on the earth, on everything that's going to hit your nervous system can destroy you. You can take all kinds of feelings, from the most destructive and terrible ones to the most blissful ones. If you do not engage with them, the body knows how to process those feelings, and you're not going to get hurt, and there's going to be might be an emotional response, a tearing of the heart, the body might go mad, but you, on the one who is aware of those sensations and emotions, you are unaffected, basically. So this is a great power to realize that no matter what thoughts and emotions are coming, you stay as the observer of them. Do not engage with them. You're the aware presence in which all those are emerging. And whatever reactions you have, they're also natural. So don't judge yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously. Because we judge how our body reacts, because we think we are in control of our bodies and we should be responsible for how we react with our bodies and how we behave. Yeah, but all those reactions and behaviors are either genetically programmed, preconditioned in us, or developed in time through our interactions with the world. So there's not much choice. Choice is being done based on our identities, based on our coping mechanisms, based on our previous interactions and memories with the world, or based on just how our brains are wired genetically, the genetic predisposition. And there's nothing we can do about this. It's the way it is already. So what are you gonna do about this? Don't do anything. You don't have to, actually you don't have to do anything. The body knows what to do. The mind knows what to do. The body-mind organism is such a complex system. We cannot comprehend it. And it's doing everything on its own. It's just that we create these self-references, this self-image, we identify with it, and we take responsibility, which is not ours. There is no responsibility here. It's life creates the challenges, life creates the external circumstances, the body reacts, and we create identities out of this. But it's totally unnecessary. We can live freely and observe and be alive and be one with the aliveness and the being and the pure presence now, without having to think about anything, or if thoughts come, well, they're welcome, let them be. If they don't come, okay, let there be nothing. What's the problem? We create the problems and then we seek solutions. We believe to be separate and we seek liberation. So yeah, I've been a seeker. I've been suffering terribly mentally. Many years. It was terrible. It was awful. I've been miserable, very miserable, unhappy, victim of my own self-image. But you have to go through this. And the total exhaustion and futility of all efforts actually points you in the right direction. In the most terrible way, yeah, but that's the way. The way is the way of exhaustion. At least for me it was. And I hear other speakers talking about this, so I guess this is also their experience, so it's not that uncommon. You have to go through suffering, you have to go through fire and hell. You have to lose everything that you believe, but you think only good things you're losing, but you're at a point, you reach a point where your belief systems start dissolving. You stop believing your mind. You stop believing this narrative. You disengage from it. You accept the noise, but it's just a noise. Because it has a lot of momentum. I had awakening glimpses in 2024, and yeah, bad habits continued, addictions continued, the narrative continued. I mean, don't expect that you're gonna have a realization and all your life is gonna change just like this. No. At least in my case, these are, you know, we're just making like idols from spiritual teachers who were enlightened like this by another spiritual teacher, guru, or whatever. People like Ramana Maharshi, Jiddu Krishnamurti, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Anyway, this can happen for them, but they were ready for this to happen to them at this young age. Probably they, I don't know, but they surely they went through their share of suffering. I don't believe, but I might be wrong. It doesn't matter what I believe and what I don't believe. Actually, but I feel that suffering points the way. Through suffering and through total exhaustion, we actually give up fighting, and this giving up fighting is a total surrender. Just giving up is surrender in itself, without us trying to surrender. No, there's no one that tries to surrender. It's just, I cannot fuck. I mean, I kill me, God. I mean, I'm done. I'm totally done. I cannot do anything anymore. I'm just so done. It just comes naturally. The surrender comes like total capitulation. You let life decide your fate. You no longer, and in this moment of total exhaustion and surrender, this is when the mind mechanism comes to a stop. And this is the moment that you have a glimpse of, oh my God, but I was never this. This was just playing around with me. This was just playing with me. This was just stories, just memories, impressions. And you stop believing your mind. And you're free, all of a sudden you're free of all those things. But they may continue also after this glimpse. So just accept. Yeah, what I say is, before awakening, radical acceptance. After awakening, radical acceptance. You have to accept yourself as you are. You have to accept this body mind as it is. So if you're a failure, if you're struggling with addictions, with bad habits, you're not alone. You're not the only one. If you're judging yourself and you're unhappy and miserable, you're not the only one. And I feel you. And I know it's hard, and I know it's terrible, and I know that the world feels like a shitty place, and I know that you maybe don't want to live with yourself, and you just cannot bear it anymore. But that's the in a way, this is the hardest part, when you see how hopeless you are, and when you've done everything, but these narratives, these inner demons continue to torment you nonetheless, because there is also this inner desire to be free of them, and to be in a place of peace finally, and just to relax from your own self. And probably that's why depressed people don't want to get out of bed, because they just want to sleep and forget about themselves. They want to forget about this world. They cannot bear it, because what they've created on the inside is terrible, is monstrous. And these inner monsters, these inner demons, are tormenting us. But we can investigate them. But it's hard. It's not easy, because we get hijacked all the time, and because probably our neurochemistry and brain, the way our brain functions, is very it works in a very distorted and it works against us. Our narrative is working against us. This is why self-sabotage, things like self-sabotage come into place. And yeah, this internal narrative can ruin all our life, and it's ruining all our lives. But we can just not trust it. Yeah, don't trust yourself, basically. If you are this case. If you're the healthy type, well, you're functioning properly. No need to delve into this. And healthy people don't think about themselves so much. It's the introverts or the people who suffer mentally that are taken by this hamster wheel of self-reflection and self-rumination. And these are the people that are actually the spiritual seekers. According to me, I think so. Because I was like this. But yeah. So yeah, that's it, people. I don't want to repeat the same thing again and again. I'm feeling lonely, to be honest, and I would like to connect with you. And if you want to share, it may not be your troubled mind. It may be something that I don't know, your point of view, your experience, your insights, your whatever, or your struggles, or where you're right now. But if you want to talk openly and lightly and without judgment and without blaming. I'm open. Just write in the comments. You can see my email. You can send me like a request, and we can do a Zoom meeting or something. And I just want to connect with some like-minded people. Like-minded. Don't trust your mind. But yeah, like-minded people. I mean, people who are also in this into this non-duality whirlpool. Seekers, non-seekers, awakened people, self-realized. Anybody's welcome. Just to talk like human beings, share with respect, of course, with love. And yeah, just to connect. Thank you. Bye. And much love. Don't trust your mind.